Hi everyone, this is channel Rules of AI. My name is Alexander and today's topic is Hermes meets local LLMs. What's Hermes? Why should it meet local LLMs? That's the question. So Hermes is an agent. Agent is a slightly different beast than a pure chat with LLM model. It can do actions. It can execute actions. It can do something for you, not only generate an advice, but use some tools and put those advices to work. Now, to the local LLMs bit, Hermes has nice integrations with, for example, OpenAI's ChatGPT, with Anthropic's Claude, with a variety of other hosted cloud providers for LLMs. Why bother about local LLMs? Well, I do bother because sometimes I want this kind of information to be processed locally on my server, on my GPU, and Hermes allows to do that. In this video, I'll show how to install, configure, and connect Hermes to local LLMs, and we'll do a couple fun tests with two LLMs connected to Hermes. So let's go for it. Hermes promises that it's very easy to install it using curl command. Let me jump to a more eyes-friendly version of the documentation. So here is it. I'll copy it. Okay. And I have actually done this path just to save some time, right? So I've pasted it into the chat, into the terminal. And installer got invoked, it detected Linux, Python, then it downloaded the source, right? Then it initiated UV to install all the packages. So here we go. It had shown some nice animations, and then it invoked Hermes setup command for us. So I'll go through the setup instructions through full setup just to show the capabilities of Hermes, the promised capabilities of Hermes from one hand, and to gain more sense of control and configuration over overseeing. So I'll go through full setup. The first thing is to choose the provider. I want to use my own local model. So that's custom endpoint option. And just to double check, I should have my VLLM running. Yes, it does. And VTOP shows it does. Right? Okay. If I'm not mistaken, it should be served on port 8000. Yep, and it is. What I'll do, I'll put 127.0.0.1 v1. Oh, and the port number. Should be a port number. v1. API key. There is no API key. I'll just put it as dummy. I'll let API compatibility mode to be auto-detected. And yes, it's OpenAI GPT OSS 20B, which was figured out by Hermes using the command to API v1 models. Yes, I'll use it. Context will be 131k tokens. Hermes by default requires 64 at least. It's double the size. Okay, good. Let's have it displayed as yeah, let's make it GPT OSS. $20B. Sounds about right. Okay, now terminal backend. Although it can run on a remote SSH server, it can have a Docker container to execute commands there. I'll let it just run locally. I won't connect any platforms like Telegram or even better WhatsApp, just to have a remote access to my agent to ask it to do something. That's not the scope right now, so I'll Skip it. Tools. As I told you, agent is an assistant which can not only provide an advice, it can also run tools. So a variety of tools there: web search, browser automation, terminal, file operations, and so on. I'll leave it as is for now. Now, to choose a provider for browser, I'll stick to local browser, Chromium and everything. Um, that's used when we just indicated, hey, Hermes, go to this website, and it launches the browser and goes to the website I asked it to. As to the image generation, I'll skip it for now. For text to speech, I'll use Piper. Right? For search provider, strategically, um, I'm leaning towards using CRXNG, like a meta search engine, as it shows here, which essentially aggregates such providers like Brief Search, Firecrawl, DuckDuckGo, and others under its umbrella, and then just figures out which provider had exhausted its amount of free tier searches and skips to the other one. It's also possible to connect your own provider to Sear XNG, but for now I'll just skip it. Yay! Okay, so we should be ready to actually talk to the agent. Let's talk to it then. Hermes, chat. I'll just take a look at the log for VLLM for this model and for NVTop. So no signs of some work being done. So it's just launched, right? And what I'll do right now, I'll go and ask it to do some game. Yeah, let me ask it to generate or to develop a TUI snake game, that classical one. Okay, so finally, Um, here is the task I assigned it to. Hi there, I would like you to develop Snake TUI game for me. Go through planning cycle, which includes UI UX design and critique, then go through development and testing cycle, which includes at least architecting, development, and testing. I need Snake game to be placed into its own folder with the name of a current LLM model as a part of its name. Use UV to install dependencies and run the game. Test everything before you hand this task off to me. Questions? Okay, it wants to browser navigate somewhere. Navigate localhost. Why? Interesting. Okay, anyway, once it received the task, it had already sent some prompts and yay, so it has some work been done, like 44% of GPU usage. Why not to use it to its maximum? I don't know. But let's just observe. So not sure what it derived from browser navigation, but then it went on to create a directory there. Okay, and now it writes the file. Is there any activity? Activity is the same, 40-ish% of GPU usage. No spike of prompt processing or generation. It's around 80s and 90s of tokens per second. Write the file. Oh yeah, go show me the diffs. I'm interested for that interested for them to appear in the context window. Actually no, I'm not, because it just plots the context window. It's worth saying that I have not customized this Hermes agent with any instructions whatsoever, meaning that special files like soul.md, which defines the persona of this Hermes agent, they are just defaults. So it doesn't know what I like, what I don't like. Ideally, I can express my recommendations to it, and ideally, it should memorize them and then append into the processing next time. Okay. Yeah, it gives something else, shows that there are some errors. 1, 2, it even created a self-improvement review skill. But does that mean I can run the game now? How can I run the game? It thinks again, but it thinks in half strength. Navigate, create a virtual env. Well, why should I do that if I have you? I'll go ahead and ask this question. Why should I do that if I have you? Again, the same half-hearted execution. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe I'm wrong. I already built the project, but the interactive part can be shown inside this chat. Okay. So hopefully now I can just go and launch it. Like should be Snake, right? Snake Games. Snack. Why? Why? Why snack? I don't understand. But I'll go and do that anyway. By project requirements. Wow, okay. It's a small snake game. It's really small. Okay. Pff, not bad. I thought it wouldn't launch at all, but the drawback is that there is no UV used for these dependencies. Maybe there are no dependencies at all, but still I expect it to be run through UV run. Okay, let me do the summary for this test that we have used OpenAI's GPT-OSS20B model, and we were actually able to get the game out of it. So here is the game. Boom. There is no game now. Okay, now let's test another model. And for that, actually, I'll need to load another model into VLLM server. Restarted VLLM server already, and this is the model tag I'm going to use. CyanWiki Qwen 3.627b, so 7 billion parameters more than GPT-OSS plus newer. This is a newer model. So how do we go with changing the model actually? Here is how. Okay, we have actually several approaches in here. We can do edit, Hermes config edit. That launches GNU Nano. Oh, right, I'm not Nano fan. Let me export the editor in here. And here is it. I can remove the model and I can set the other one, or I'm not saving this. Instead, I can add it, config, then set model. What's that name? Let me see. I forgot the key. Okay, default. Okay, so let's set its default. Default. Now, yay, so it set it. Let's just double check. Yes, it's here. Now let's launch another session. I do not want the sessions to intertwine. Yep. Let's go chat. No visible change in the work done. No work so far. And here is our model. I have copied that prompt. Why extra lines though? No extra lines now. Let's go. Again, zero shot. Let's see. And that's interesting. It went up to 100% and then down to 66. Not 40, not 100, but 66. Yeah, let's actually do the log tailing. The prompt went up to 1600. Yeah. Okay, preparing to do. So it used some to do skill. Okay, let me do the planning. Okay, well, and you can see that with Gwen, Hermes actually throws more tokens for processing into the prompt, and there are such spikes like this. It's like when it chooses the tool and it does something. It does this with more tense or with more effect. We will figure this out shortly. Ha! Now, it went on to saving the plan and tested if the anchors is available, created the folder I asked it to. Now, Snake Game Development, another to-do list for the plan. Okay, yep, and I think this denotes the end of the planning phase right there, and this is the start of development phase. Again, it throws way more tokens as the prompt. It doesn't get that many tokens out. I mean, comparing to the input, the ratio is what's that? 1/100th of the prompt is getting back as generated tokens in response. Let's observe more. So there was a deliberation internally uh, in Hermes. Okay. It finally recorded some Python file like the core file as it put it. Okay, still getting tokens into prompt, right? Now it's waiting for something. Has says now the UI layer, this is the most complex file. Okay, go. Generate me something nice. Ah, again, new prompt. There was a new spike in activity. Okay, and then it generates UI PY. Yeah, someone should tell it not to display the diffs inside the context window. Now the main entry point with game loop, preparing write file. New prompt? I think so. Yep, that was a new prompt. Okay, then now I'll let it run. It's doing it for 6 minutes now. I'll let it run for the final result review. Fascinating. It ran tests. It ran 13 tests. In the process, it fixed a couple of tests which were failing. So I think we are very close to testing the results. Okay, good stuff. It provided me the report. It had shown me the structure, had given me the location, said everything it had to say about phases, and I saw it really went an extra mile comparing to GPT-OSS. No, it says I probably need to launch it, and I'll do so. I'll do so. Snake. Oh, nice. It's still not big, but haha, interesting. How long can I play? I can actually pause it, I think. Yeah, I'll pause it and I'll play later. Fine. Okay, so it took almost 36K context size. I think it's almost twice as big as for GPT OSS, but I didn't have to apply any actions, any additional fixes to it. It just ran. Okay. Yep. Cool. Now let's just see another thing which I wanted to show you is the dashboard. So before we do that, I'll just do a quick summary on our test. We have tested two models, GPT OSS 20B and Qwen 3.6 27B in 4-bit quant. GPT OSS is a year plus old model. Qwen 3.6 is 2-3 months plus old model. It seems like Qwen 3.6 is going an extra mile. It understands better what it means to go through the design phases, UI, UX, and critique itself. And it does these interesting loops that if it finds something along the way, it compares it to the original tasks and improves the previously produced solution. Well, GPT-OSS does not do that, and it feels a little more clumsy, GPT-OSS, comparing to Qwen 3.6. It's still good. The game still worked in the end, but I had to do extra actions for it to work. Okay, now let's take a look at the dashboard. So we have how does this work? It doesn't work right now. I need to launch. So I'll just stop Hermes right now, and I need to Hermes dashboard. It's going to take 10 seconds plus to build the dashboard. Yeah, okay. Now it tells me you can go and access it. Let me do that. Oh, I just realized I wasn't showing my terminal all the time. Let me do just that now. Okay, so I had to run Hermes dashboard, right? And here is the URL it hinted me to look at. Let's go back into the browser, and now, as you can see, there are recent sessions with these models, right? History. So I can literally see what was done in here and inspect. That's yep, to do. Oh, nice. So it shows me how it interacted with to do tool. Interesting for like introspection. As to the models, yes, we have the selection of our models. We don't actually have these both of these models in our config, so I imagine it's taken from the actions, and then the actions changes to the config, and then somehow dashboard keeps track of it. I can switch Hermes to use this model as different. I won't do that because I have a single VLLM instance which serves them. But if I had multiple VLLM instances on the same server connected to different cards or multiple servers, then I could have switched between them. Logs. Logs are a particularly interesting thing. I don't need to get into the terminal. I can just inspect them from here. Sometimes that's really important. As to the skills, I have not connected any particular skills. I have just left everything as it was before. But see, it's possible to get acquainted with them, and it's possible to switch them off and on. I'm pretty sure I had yeah, I had a feeling that it's possible to get even a statistics, like you used this model for this thing and it could have costed you that many if the token cost was this. I'll definitely make sure to revisit this and to get this information to show the economics of using local models using Hermes. Okay, so just to wrap this up, in this video we have looked at how to install Hermes, how to configure it for using local models. We have used two models, Qwen 3.6 27B and GPT-OSS 20B, to run a simple task to come up with the snake game in TUI. And for me, Qwen 3.6 worked better. So looking for the next videos on Hermes topic as well. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Bye bye.